Well, I just wanted to share a few just memories at this memorial. Um, so this might be a little bit hopping around, but bear with me. So I remember visiting Grandma in Indianapolis as a child, and she loved to play games and do puzzles, and to this day, I can't play cards without hearing her in my mind say, "What a revolting development this is," when she gets some unfortunate cards in her hands. I loved playing in her teensy tiny little half bathroom in her hallway that was the girls' bathroom, and playing with and tangling up all her necklaces and playing with all her baubles and makeup in there. And the walls were always, she had so many missionaries that she supported and prayed for, and she hung with little pins all over the walls. There were just pictures of people living all over the world that she was praying for. Those kind of things just fascinated me. She always had something growing at her house. She loved flowers. She always had a vegetable garden. And that always just fascinated me. And we both shared a deep and abiding love of sunbathing till the end. So there were a few other things about her that I remember seemed kind of odd to me as a child. One was that she never drove anywhere that she could conceivably ride a bike or walk to. I think that's part of that immigrant Chicago upbringing, but she loved riding. She would ride her bike to the grocery store in the neighborhood and just get enough stuff for the day, and then come back home. And she still liked doing that so much that even here in Brenham, where that wasn't going to be happening, there were still times when Mom would intentionally leave things off of her weekly grocery list so that Grandma would have something to do, to go get the one thing that she needed for the day. Mom had to kind of strategically leave some things off so Grandma would have something to get in the store. And Grandma was the original thrifter, and she couldn't pass a yard sale without stopping, or she loved to go to the thrift store. And at that time in my life, she was the only person I knew that ever went to a thrift store. So that's kind of, I still think about her when I find a great bargain at Goodwill or something. And she always had this like the impossibly small coin purse that she had always kept all of her money in her little pocket, and she always had one key, her house key, on a little foil keychain on her wrist all the time. So she was always just like hands-free, ready for an adventure, for anything. She loved to travel, and she loved adventure, and she was really kind of a naturalist, and she liked to hike, and she really liked, when she moved here, probably can't even count how many times Dad and Grandma walked around the property looking at stuff, and Mom and I would tease her. We were like, you're like a mountain goat. How are you like climbing up and down these hills at 87? Like, what? This is insane. But she always would notice and admire all of the wildlife, the birds, the deer, and all the creatures that they had an opportunity to see on my parents' property. And she always noticed everything that was growing, and just appreciated changes of seasons and just the natural world around her, and fawned over the things that were growing. And she genuinely enjoyed me talking about plants and flowers long past when most people's interest had faded. And they mentioned in the, what's that thing called? The thing that Dad read. Obituary. They mentioned about the curiosity, and it really is something that always really struck me about her, is that she just had a sense of wonder and just childlike curiosity for her whole life, and across a very broad range of interests. And she suited up and tried out beekeeping in her 90s. I mean, like, what's not to love about that? It's awesome. And it was just a funny thing I thought of when I was thinking about this, about that it was probably a year or two ago, but I stopped by to see her at the house, and she was reading a biography of Lewis and Clark, and I was like, that's why I said, what's going on with this? What made you pick this up? And she said, well, I just started thinking that I felt like I didn't really know anything about Lewis and Clark, so I thought maybe I should find out, some more about them. I was like, I just love that. So, and it just really couldn't have been a sweeter time for her to come down here and be with us. And when she moved down here, Stella was 2, and Charlie was an infant, and I would find out shortly after she arrived that I was pregnant with Lola. And my kids don't even really remember a time that Grandma wasn't here with us. And I just think that's such a treasure. And it was also really helpful for me to have her here during this very